Okay, no, he'll be back.
You like a fuck face.
Okay, now you're back.
Yeah, now
Okay.
you
Derek's
muted me like
back.
a fuck face, just in case they didn't hear that the
And
first
is
time.
my audio no longer doubling? Christian, you are a lifesaver. This is great. Are you back yet? You should
Now
be
I'm back. Yeah, I just
Okay.
heard myself call you
Is
a
my
fuckface from
audio
upstairs.
still double, or is it sound better now?
Does Abdul sound perfect? Okay. Do I sound perfect?
It's good, Christian.
All right, we did it.
Christian
Christian
did it.
and
for-
Angela.
Angela, thank
Where are
you.
you seeing Christian?
On the YouTube live chat, you can't see it.
Oh,
Sorry, buddy. I'm gonna have to just tell you what I'm seeing here. Ian Duval
Alright,
says, "Hey, boys."
I could pull it up on the.
So
Yeah.
we're live, Derek. Before we get lost in all this, I got to say, I finally got a letter from. It's probably been there for a while. I didn't go check my PO box, but thank you very much to Michelle from Portuguese Cove in Nova Scotia. Look at this. I've got some coasters. She sent some coasters from the East Coast. I'm gonna use those right
Nice.
now, and a nice little Maker's Mark coaster as well that she got in a thing, and she said I thought I'd send it to you. That's cool.
Super
Anybody
nice.
who wants to send me some quirky, crazy things, you can send it to my P.O. box, Abdul Butt. What is my P.O. box? 43511. I should know. I'll put it in a thing. It's on my website. P.O. Box 43511, DDO, Quebec, H8Y 3P4.
And if
I
COVID
just
keeps up,
Yes.
Abdul's gonna actually live in his PO box if things
I-
keep up this way. There seems to be. Is there a delay? Is my mouth different from the video? Like, there's not the sync. Is it synced? On
You-
YouTube Live, is
on-
my mouth synced with the audio?
It should be synced. It should be.
It's not on my own screen. It's not. So I was just thinking maybe it's not.
I don't know. I don't see any complaints. Christian hasn't told us that it's screwed up.
My mouth is synced or not synced? It's screwed up or not screwed up?
This is like two
Debate.
80-year-olds trying to figure out how to work a VCR.
Okay, she says it's synced. Good.
There you go. Don't worry, buddy. You look great.
Thank.
Not
keep
synced.
saying
Christian
that,
said
but I
not.
know
Or
it's
no, he
not.
said it's not synced.
I don't know. Christian says it's not synced.
I'm
God,
sure it's gonna go in and out.
Wow. All right.
It'll
Well,
go in and out because of we are live streaming. So yeah, unfortunately, things do happen.
I didn't get to. I was muted apparently because my lovely producer put me on mute for a second there. This is Richard Pryor. It's an autographed picture of Richard Pryor. That is one of my most prized possessions. I've decided because this wall is so white and the light keep fucking up. I brought Richard to watch, and it's also an item that Angela keep putting in bins and try to hide in the garage and try to not let me keep it out in the house as decor. So I'm trying to show her how important he is. He's on there with the little fun tack. Richard Pryor, most prized possession right there. Yes, more than my children, much more.
Really? That's not even a picture of your kids.
No.
No picture of your kids at all. How do they feel?
Never mind the picture. No. I mean, he's more prized. That picture is more of a prized possession than my actual kids. Not picture of my kids, than the actual kids. I like
That would have
this
been hilarious
more.
if you had that when they were born. You brought it with you into the delivery room.
Yeah.
This is
Welcome
This
to
is
the
all
world.
fun
You
and
are
everything.
still number 2 to this photograph.
as soon as they come out. You see this?
You know how much
Treat
it's
this
going to
with
cost me
respect.
to send this photograph to university? Nothing.
Those kids, they have no idea.
Yeah.
So what's new, buddy? What's going on?
Man, remember at the beginning of the pandemic, I was really, really productive and everything.
Yeah.
I lost like 20 pounds. That is
Are they all
all
back?
gone in the
Oh,
last
yeah?
month. I generally have a slow start coming out of the holidays, but this year has been just wow. I have fucking really halted all productivity. I haven't been taking any construction work or helping anybody. Well, I'm not even allowed to go to people's house now, so it's. But I've gotten fatter. I'm gaining weight again. I'm smoking so much more. It's been the 22nd. Fuck, January is almost over. I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't done anything but watch most of Sons of Anarchy for a second time. Like I finished Netflix. Now I'm watching it again. I'm watching Netflix again.
You're gonna restart Netflix. That's
Carlos.
You could get more productive than that. Why don't you do more stuff, man? Work on, I don't know.
I
You don't have
I
another
have
deck
three
to build?
projects that I want to do. I want to build Reese a whole customized Reese's bedroom.
Okay. Wait,
'Cause
hold on. Are you trying to get your kids to move out or stay longer?
yeah, customize Reese's bedroom into my office. That's what I'm telling Reese. He's gonna help me build it, and he'll be like, "Dad, this doesn't. Where am I gonna put my bed? Oh no, yeah, this is a bed. Right.
You'll see
It's
when it's
actually a
done,
studio.
son.
I'm building a studio."
It's the only way you can get all this stuff out of that room.
Yeah.
Just tell him you're building him a better room.
Yeah.
It just never turns into one. Well, I'm sorry. I
But
don't know how that happened.
But I am. I'm gonna build him a bed because with the dog, like the dog take up a big chunk of room. So I'm gonna build him a bed that have drawers in it and stuff because you kind of lose room for a bureau where putting the dog bed. So
Okay.
I'm gonna gut his closet and make that more usable space in the closet and build one of those organized closets. But here's the thing. I've been talking about this for 3 weeks. I called Renault Depot yesterday. I can't go buy lumber and like you.
Well, you could buy
When you're buying
lumber,
lumber
no?
for a deck, I don't mind saying, okay, just give me whatever 80 2x4s and or whatever 50 2x4s and 100 1.5x6, whatever.
Yeah.
It's now it's I want to build furniture, right? So I want to choose the wood that I'm going to make furniture out of. I
Right.
don't want it to be like like
right.
the Renault Depot clerk guy is just going to take, if I ask for 6 piece of whatever 12-inch by 1-inch, he's just going to take the top 12 piece and send it to me. But I'm making furniture, so I want to pick straight, nice wood.
But you can't pick your wood. You can't go into the store. I don't get
Not
it.
apparently, and not even allowed in the store anymore.
Oh, you can go in the store. Maybe just that one Renault Depot changed their
I
policy or
called the
something.
customer service, Rona and Renault Depot. They said it's only curbside.
Really?
That's what they told me. I think she
Wow.
was fucked up. I think, again.
Yeah, because I went to the guy at the corner by my place. I just went in there 2 days ago. I bought some drywall screws. I was physically in the store, but you can't buy like certain things. Like you can't buy like colored paint. You can only buy primer. You can't buy like anything that's
can
like
only buy
decorative.
primer.
Yeah, anything decorative you can't buy. You can only buy like something that's like you need it, like insulation, drywall, lumber, stuff like that. But you can't buy any like dude, I couldn't even buy envelopes. I went everywhere to buy envelopes. Can't buy envelopes. Can't buy
That's fucking
markers,
dumb.
can't
Like,
buy
well,
pens.
how do they decide what's an essential item?
Well, I
See?
think
Plus,
yeah,
they make us stay home. Stay home, but we're going to cut you off from all supplies that
getting
would
into
allow you to occupy your time from home.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I found it dumb at the start. The first wave, like when everything hit, they closed. Like I remember I was in the pharmacy and a lady came in and she goes, she's like, asked the clerk there, she goes, "Do you guys sell elastic?" And they're like, "No." I was like, "Why don't you go to fucking Fabricville?" And she goes, "Oh, they're closed."
Oh,
Like,
shit.
why would Fabricville be closed? Like, it's a time everyone's trying to make masks because it was right at the first
Yeah,
wave when everything got shut down. But I was like, yeah, you can't buy, and especially like crafts, like Michaels or stuff like that. Like people, it's such a opportunistic time to work with your hands and do stuff. Keep your mind
Yeah.
busy. You're not going to turn to drugs or alcohol. You can make things.
I
But they
think the
shut all
word
that
you were
down.
looking for is opportune.
Opportune.
Opportunistic is a different thing,
Yeah,
I believe.
opportune. I couldn't figure out the right word. Moron.
Excuse me.
Hey, that was a good one. That was
That
all
was
right.
an opportune moment to
I think,
relieve some gas problems.
I'd vote for that to win a Juno.
Did you That's funny. That's how Christina Walkinshaw is supporting herself through the pandemic. She's got like
Okay,
a
is she
OnlyFans
really-
page where she burps.
She's
That's it.
really
That's her
doing
whole
that?
thing.
I
Yeah.
thought she was just joking when she posted that. That's really funny.
No, she is. She's supporting
There's
herself
some weird
with
people
burps.
out there. Good for her, man. You could take advantage of guys so easily if you're a woman. It's crazy. But you know what is insane? You know how many women are on OnlyFans? Like how many female comics, especially from the U.S., that are on OnlyFans now?
Really? Doing weird things? Doing
Yeah.
fetish? Responding to
sex,
fetish
not
people?
not burping. That's like actually I'm very proud of Christina for choosing that path. That's a very responsible path to take on
Yeah.
OnlyFans. Is just burping. That's like very modest. But
Yeah, and she's mentioned to me that people often ask her to burp and she's like, no, it's just the burping. That's all I do.
she's
And
so
she said,
funny.
but there's a community of fetish burp people
yeah,
that have
I could imagine.
burp
That's
fetishes
so funny. Fuck,
that are
she's
keeping her
awesome.
busy enough without having to sell out.
Who would even think about that? That's so funny. But yeah, no, there's but it made me wonder because I was like literally a year and a half ago, it was like, the whole thing in comedy was I'm funny, I'm not a don't look at my body, it's not about my
Right.
tits that gets me booked. I want to be booked cuz I'm funny. And then like as soon as comedy died, everyone's like, "Well, you know what? Let me just
Look
take
at my
off my
tits.
clothes. Just look at my tits. You know
Really?
what? Sexualize my body."
There's a lot of comedians doing sexy things
Yeah.
on OnlyFans. Oh, really?
Yeah, not any Canadian. I think there's actually a few Canadian ones.
Yeah, I know a few Canadians that are
There you
doing it.
go.
I know of
So,
one. I know of one.
yeah.
But whatever. People
We're not
just do
plugging
it.
their OnlyFans. I mean, I don't care. Do what you want.
I
don't
never
know.
judged people before either.
I don't
never
care,
judged
yeah.
people when they were saying those things. I don't care. I don't. People just make a living doing what you want to do.
Right, yeah.
If
But
you
it
can
was
make a
just
living
funny how
without having
fast
to
it
get a
changed.
job, good for you.
How fast like everyone's tone changed on and sexualizing women when money's involved. They're like, you know what? Maybe you should do it. Take it off. Take it off. Shake those tits. Bounce that ass. Who needs jokes? Look at us. We're struggling over here. No joke. We're struggling over here.
And no one wants
All
to
we
see
got
you
is
naked.
jokes. Yeah, we got no. Actually, Derek, here's a chance. We are live. Let's see how many. Is there a donate button on our Bacon No Bacon channel
I don't know.
on YouTube?
So did
Yeah.
you? We're changing the subject, but did you watch the inauguration? Any part of the inauguration?
I did. What an uneventful fucking show that was.
Really, I thought it was nice. I liked
Really?
it.
Would you like J-Lo singing "My land is your land" while on stolen land? Which part of it did you like?
I don't. I liked. Yeah, the
Lady
J Lo
Gaga?
and Lady Gaga was like. Lady Gaga was a little bit too dramatic for me. Like,
Yeah.
but no, I like Joe Biden's speech. I liked Bernie Sanders sitting there and becoming fucking the most popular meme in 24 hours.
He should have been the president. Imagine
should have
how
been.
much attention he gets from just sitting there. Like, that's how much people gravitate towards this guy. I don't get it. Like,
But whatever. But, I
Yeah.
agree. But now we got to deal with what we have, and I think Joe Biden right out of the gate is
a hell of a lot better.
trying to undo some 4 years worth of divisiveness and thing like that. So that Keystone Pipeline was big news. Alberta fucking premier trying to put on sanctions. Alberta is now going to put on sanctions against the United States, and the Canadian government's like, you're Alberta. You have no power to put sanctions, you fucking idiot.
That's hilarious.
Plus, the whole reason why you're mad is because the only thing you fucking make there is things that America doesn't want from you anyway.
That's crazy.
Your oil is too expensive. I can't wait. Alberta's going to be a have-not province on the next fiscal whatever budget. And we're going to Quebec is going to have to start sending the money from the poutine cheese profits we're making.
Fuck, they must be so mad at us right now.
Yeah.
But listen, Alberta, the thing, I mean, dude, when everything went down, like Alberta, when everyone was making a ton of money, it was like inevitable. Like you could see it. They were all like just dancing in money or like, guys, hold on to this shit, man. Like money does, like, have you been across Canada? It's nothing but tiny towns that boomed and then fucking tanked.
Crashed,
right?
yeah.
That's all it is. So it's like, how did you not notice that? Like, you drove from the East Coast out to Alberta to work. You didn't see the whole way? How many little mining towns just disappeared? Like, there's a bunch of buildings, no one living in them. You never question, like, what happened in this town? I don't know. I remember seeing on the news a dump truck driver made $400,000 a year. And he lost his job. Like, this was right at the start. And he was like, I don't know what to do, man. Like, how am I going to pay for all my stuff? And I was like, dude, you're a fucking dump truck driver and you're making $400,000 a year?
Did
you didn't
really
think that
need
was
that
going to
$100,000 jacked up pickup truck? Yeah.
You think this was going to last forever? I don't get it. Like, I feel bad for them, but honestly, like, you should have fucking saved. Like, there's no way that would have sustained. Like, it was a great boom while it lasted. But yeah, it sucks for people that really were banking on it to just last forever.
Yeah,
that
man.
ain't gonna happen.
Nope.
Like you're just very
It's
depressed now.
already, it's been a while. Like it's been a while. I kind of feel bad for some of the people, but I just hate it when they turn it into anger, right? The pipeline getting
Right.
canceled. I mean, it's not a fucking sustainable thing. Like you just
Yeah.
want a few extra years of making that kind of big money, but
Dude, Quebec
anyway,
is going to kill it now because we got electricity.
yeah.
Quebec is actually like a huge exporter now. They're running like a huge line down to the U.S. So we're gonna have we're gonna be the new Alberta, exactly
With
like you
hydro.
said.
And Newfoundland has a bunch of projects too that are
Yeah,
going to be generating
yeah,
electricity. Um,
hydroelectricity
um,
and Putsinchis.
oh yeah, we were talking about the inauguration. Alberta's
Right.
upset about it. We don't want to alienate all our Alberta people, but the Trump. What did you think about Trump not showing up to the inauguration? I mean, as much as it is fitting to just all the shitty things that
Yeah.
he's done. First
Well,
one since 1869 to not
yeah.
show up to the incumbent president inauguration.
Well, I think he's done a lot of historical things throughout his
Yeah,
presidency.
notable.
I think one more is just there's not much difference.
God,
Kind of
it's-
expect. I mean, how many presidents said they'd grab a woman by the pussy?
right?
Like, and then still get like elected. It's crazy. Everything that happened there was just so comical. It's gonna be weird to not see that, but also probably relaxing. I think everyone could use it right now
Yeah.
with the way things are going in life. You just like, it's enough. I don't need any psychotic Donald Trump fucking decisions while we're all locked up. We're all going crazy as it is.
Do you I know I keep changing the subject. It's like I get bored with something and I just change the subject.
Don't worry. I'm not even
do
here.
you ever go on Pinterest?
No, I don't get how it works. Like I've been on it a few times to see things, like especially if I look up things that I'm making custom and you're like Googling what they look like.
Yeah.
I've been on the site, but I still don't get like I think I even have an account, but I'm never drawn to it. I guess if you're creative,
do you get those emails? Some I don't know how it knows, but I guess when you Google things on or you search thing on the Pinterest,
yeah.
it starts to know what you're looking at. It keeps sending me stuff, and now that's so Reese's bedroom. I'm gonna totally get all the ideas. My bar in the backyard, I got it from ideas from Pinterest. It's good to give you ideas. To
it
get
is
things
great
started.
for ideas. Yeah, my
To
bumper
get
for
you
my
started
truck.
on a thing, and then if you're moindrement débrouillard, like if you have the ability to, you don't need to follow a plan to, just give you the idea and then you modify it for the need that you have. It's really,
Yeah.
I love it so much. But again, I can't get my ass in gear to be productive. I mean, it's like a month of planning and, oh, this is a good idea. Oh, this is a good, I'm amassing all these things, but I haven't started fucking doing anything. I have to do something.
Yeah, you just got to do it. You fucking
Like
lazy
Reese's-
asshole.
And then there's the other thing. The other part is that now I have ton of time to do it, but I have no money, right? I want to
Yeah.
gut my kitchen. I want to redo all the floors in the house. I want to gut the bathroom and redo the bathroom. I want to redo Reese's room. The Reese's room is why I'm kind of focused on deciding to start with that project. It's the cheapest of the 3 or 4 major projects that I have to do
Okay.
because I have time, but I have no money.
Yeah, buddy, I think that's a fucking tight thing we're all going through. I think the important thing is to know that everyone's going through it. A lot of people, not everyone, but a lot of people are going through it. I think it's a lot of people I could see, like when you watch the news and that, and everyone's trying to promote or do stuff, and I get it, and you're trying to like really push right now. But I feel like it's not a time to like go big. It's kind of a time to like just do what you're doing, but just take it easy. Life isn't going to go as fast as we were all used to. And I think that frustrates us because we were all like able to really move quick and do things and whatever we want. We had no restrictions.
Right.
So I feel like now everyone is more than ever is like, fuck, we always need to feel like we're really doing a bunch of shit to like feel like you're productive. And this is just a time where I think we can't do that right now. It's just the way life is. So it's okay to feel like you're not super productive because we're not really supposed to be doing shit. So it's
Some of
normal.
us embrace that a little bit too hard, though. Like, oh, it's okay to not be doing anything. So I stay up till 5 a.m. every night watching fucking TV. Wake up at 1 the next
that's
day.
not good.
The day is almost over.
That's not good. But I guess it's just like the progress is not. You're not going to see the progress as much. You know, like before you put out a bunch of content, you're working on stuff, you're writing things, you're making, videos, you're doing stand up. You get gigs, right? You get like TV call you up or radio will call you up, and you'll get gigs along the way. So those are little like nuggets of like, oh, this is great. I'm getting like a nice bonus from this, and it feels good. Now we don't have that anymore. Like it's very little. Like a lot of it has dried up because of what we're going through. So your little nuggets of appreciation that you're doing a good job they're not there as much as they used to be. So you feel like you're doing worse in life, but it's normal.
That's the other thing. The universe has been very kind to me. I'm going to knock on wood here so everyone can win. I'm so lucky considering
you are
how
lucky that you got
nothing
gigs.
I've been doing. I got those commercial for the government of Quebec that gave me a little influx of revenue. And now the CBC ran one of my specials that we recorded in Banff, like 2 years ago. They ran that, so somehow the universe has decided to let me stay on top of people's minds, following those commercial. The local TV, like Globe, I did a thing on Global Television. Bill Brownstein wrote an article about the campaign in the Gazette. Through this thing, I've managed to somehow stay in the public eye. Like the media keep reminding people of my existence. And then, with the occasional Panderic show, we're doing our 8th Panderic show on February 12th. Cool. Just to keep myself in there with a foot in the door. Now I've got another company. I might be doing some kind of promotion, internal and product launch for a tobacco company possibly, which we're going to discuss and trying to get them on board to maybe sponsor Bacon No Bacon, right?
Yeah,
You smoke bacon. And then anyway, I've been very lucky, and I gotta remember to appreciate that and not just sit on my thumbs all the time and waste time. I gotta just start doing stuff. It's like I put myself on a little limbo thing. Yesterday I did 20 push-ups and I'm like, oh my God, I felt it in my abs. I felt all my muscle group were like 20 push-up, and I'm like, holy shit, I've really been lethargic for too long.
Yeah. Just, move a little bit.
Yeah.
But don't feel like a piece of shit if you're not like, like you said, you're very lucky that you've gotten some things, but I think you were used to getting more than that anyways. So it's definitely...
Yeah, but not being on the road. I mean, you've been on the road enough with me to see how much I waste money, right? Not being on the road means I need to earn less. Like it turns out half of the revenue that I earn, I spend while earning the revenue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're on the road. We're like, let's buy a drink for the whole place and let's start gambling at shuffleboard in the fucking Boston Pizza in Pictou, Nova Scotia.
Oh man, those are good times. Yeah, it was just that's funny. I was just looking through. I just put out a video version of my EP that I put out. I just launched it now. So if you go on my website, you could buy the album, and you'll get a download or a link to watch the video version. So I put together a video.
North Bay or Halifax?
It was from New Brunswick. It was from Fredericton is the main portion of it, and then there's 2 little clips from Bathurst.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it
wasn't
Bathurst
cool. Bathurst, wasn't that the one where we did it in like a fucking conference room or something?
It was like a hotel conference. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah. It was a nice little. It was a fun little room.
Dude, that was a fun tour. That was like I think that was the last one we did.
That was the last one we did.
Run.
That was so good, man. That was a fun.
Isn't that the one with the girl in that weird bar too? The after party bar.
Yeah, Darla. We always talk
Darla.
About.
Yeah.
We should get Darla on the podcast. Do you think we can get Darla? Does anyone, if anyone watches this and knows Darla, tell her to get in touch with us. We want to head over on the podcast.
Head over to her house that's got 17 cars parked on her front lawn.
We gotta get Darla on the podcast. Yeah, I miss those. I was watching the video and I was just like, man, what a fucking time. Right? We were enjoying ourselves out on the road, going to these fucking little towns, having a blast all the time, telling jokes. Yeah, I know. What the hell's going on now? With COVID, we're fucking locked up. Is stand-up? I don't even know, man. I wonder how it's going to be like the future of live shows generally. Like not just stand-up, live general. Like music, like is it going to be a thing that maybe, like, I feel like if it goes long enough where we don't have it, do you think it'll ever come back? Or maybe in 30
I
years
do.
from now, the
I
novelty
do.
of it.
I do think so. I think the internet tested the viability of live shows, 10 years ago, and there was a dip, and then it came back when people were like, "Yeah, okay, the internet's one thing," but I do miss passing a joint or whatever. I don't know. Not that we can do that anymore, but
Speaking of,
I think it will. There will always be something. There will always be a demand and an existence of live. I think coming right out of the question for me is coming out of this,
yeah,
will it be an immediate boom, or will it be now people are still reluctant and excuse me, and afraid to
good.
to be out there? Will it be immediate, or will it be gradually come back? I hope it's a big
Yeah,
boom and it's just gangbuster everywhere. People just want to, yeah, I can't wait to get out there live and be just in a big room of people where
I
the
feel like it
biggest
might
worry is
be
catching hepatitis instead of the
right.
stupid corona. You know what I mean?
I feel like it might be. I feel like people
Orgies.
will.
Imagine how the people in the orgy industry are
I
suffering right now.
are suffering right now. The orgy community is having a hard
Yeah,
time.
the orgy community is
Forget
really
fucking musicians and comedians. We really need to focus our time and energy on figuring out how to get the orgy community up and running
back
again.
on their feet. How do we get them on their feet? Or how
Back
do we
on their
get them back
knees.
off their feet? How do we get them back on their knees?
We got to get the orgy community back on their knees, everybody. Let's fucking figure this one out. Let's get the vaccine going.
But the concern, so all venues, I guess, is a concern because let's be honest, it's a cash rich industry. Any venue, from the small one all the way up to the big one, it's like you just keep having events. Places like Bell Center and all that. I mean, it costs millions of dollars to operate it year round, but they have such a constant influx of revenue. I'm wondering if they'll be as affected as I think it's the big venues are kind of like those corporations that governments, bail out because they just can't afford to have them fail. I
Yeah.
think big venues probably have so much financed. See, like we were talking about, LA built that giant football stadium,
Yeah.
spent $1 billion on it, and then right when it was ready, COVID hit, and we can't generate any revenue.
Yeah.
Well, they're gonna start missing payments. Masam, like say it's one group of people or whatever venture capitalists that embarked on the project. Well, the plan was probably to start paying off whatever financing they took to build it starting in March of 2020, see? And there's zero revenue coming in. The carrying costs for these billion-dollar buildings have to be huge.
Yeah, I wonder what's going on. It's strange because LA, like the real estate is somehow still, I think it's still hot, but the rental market's not hot. Like a lot of people moved out, so it's hard to rent. It's not as easy as it was. Like it was on fire before. Now it's like a bit harder to rent from what I'm hearing, but the prices are still high for housing. Like they're not lowering really the rent. They're still trying. Everyone's trying to stay on the same track that we were on. They're just like trying to hold it. Like they're like, I don't want to lower the rent because then once you lower it, it sets a precedent. Everyone's going to start lowering it, and then we're not going to get the money we were getting. But it feels like everyone's trying to do that, and I think that's what's slowing us down more is that we're trying to keep that life rather than just go, look, accept what we got, what we're dealing with, cut our losses, and fucking move forward so that we can get over this thing and figure out a new way of life that's successful, even if we're still kind of locked up or having to make decisions to not be around a ton of people.
Yeah, it would have been nice if this ended up being like a little blip that kind of, at least stymied inflation a little bit. But
well, I think it
doesn't-
is.
Yeah,
I think it will, but it's taking a lot longer because everyone's dragging it out. Like even Montreal, I saw an article about like Montreal's real estate, or I think the rental vacancy rate is like 6% or something like that, like the highest it's ever been. But the
housing
prices,
market is.
but the prices is going higher and higher. But the vacancy is going up. Like there's less people, but the prices are not going down. This doesn't make sense.
On the rental side.
Rentals less, but the selling and housing and prices, I think, are fucking up. They're not going down. It's strange. It's like people are not. It's like the rich are trying to swoop up everything too. Like the people that have like a ton of money laying around right now are
Right.
like, this is my
Right.
chance to buy everything, and they're just buying it all up. But they don't want to lower the prices on shit because they want to try to keep the rate at what it is, and it's not going to sustain itself. Nobody has a job. How are you going to keep it going the way it's going?
That reminds me, I've foolishly decided to make an investment this week, even though I'm having trouble keeping up with my bills. But I decided I wanted to invest in Air Canada. I think Air Canada is going to come out of this the other side.
I
Like
hope.
right now, they're finding ways. It's a giant company, right? So they're finding ways to streamline, to reduce spending, while revenues are down. I can't help but think coming out of this that they're going to have a little bit of a boom.
Yeah.
And so I made a bid today. I tried to buy 250 shares of Air Canada, and I don't even know if my order came in. I don't know if I got my.
I don't know.
Okay.
It kind of scares me because I'm like, I mean, I also thought the same thing. I feel like, I mean, they were at $15 and I thought this, and then they went up. So who
I
knows?
wish, yeah. I bid
But-
at 21.78 is what I bid on today.
Okay. What is it at? Do you have it?
I'm gonna see if I got it.
Because when
No,
it was
I didn't.
15,
I didn't get it. It's at
it was-
22.12 now.
Yeah, but you don't, dude. Again, like I was kind of thinking at 15, I was like, it might not. Like I was like, it's gonna go even lower, and it jumped. It went all the way up to like 30, and now it's going back down a bit, like
Yeah.
slowly. But I don't know, man. Who knows? All it takes is like, oh, this new variant of COVID doesn't fucking, the vaccine doesn't cover it, and then we're not allowed to fly anywhere again, which we're still not.
Right.
Then what happens? You know, I don't know. I don't get, the stocks just do what they want. Maybe we should get an
It's
investment
weird.
guy.
It's so hard for regular Joes. I mean, you have to devote so much time and get inside info, because sometimes you'll see like stock that I do own that it'll start dipping and then it'll start to climb, and there's no reason. You look at the news reports and the reporting of the company, and there's
Yeah.
nothing. And then
Yeah.
3 days later, something comes out, and you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh fuck! These people knew 3 days ago what is now public knowledge."
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
Yes.
So yeah, if anyone is watching, I think people are watching. Yeah, we got some viewers here. You can throw us some questions. We're doing this new format here with the live. I like it. Do you like it? I like it. I think it's all right.
Yeah, it's doing all right. It feels the same as normal, except when knowing that if I say something wrong, we can't cut it out.
Yeah, there's no cutting it out now. So fucking watch what you say, buddy. Don't screw yourself.
Okay.
But yeah, I saw you on the news. You're promoting your commercial. I saw you on the news. You did good.
Yeah,
You're looking
thanks.
all right. You're on Global.
Some
Did you do
breakfast
any other?
television.
Did you do anything else, or was
I
that
did radio. I did CJD. I did CJD, the Gazette, and Global.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I saw you on Global. I popped.
And
out
it's
in
so
the morning.
funny.
I saw
The
you.
day that I was in the Gazette, a buddy of mine, another Derek Parker, was also in the Gazette. I don't know if you saw it. There was they did a CTV news item about it as well. He built this giant Olaf snowman on his lawn, in his backyard.
I think I
16
saw
feet tall
something.
snowman.
Okay.
We
No,
were-
I didn't see
yeah.
that.
He lives just down the street. The two of us from Brassard, both in the newspaper on the same day. It was such a Brassard
Fucking
is
celebrities in
killing it. We're
fucking
crushing it.
Brassard. You guys were on that breakfast television.
Back to what we were talking about before, though. So for the venues and that,
Yeah.
one of my big concern is the comedy club. Like we were talking about, yes, there's music and there's theater but comedy club is a specific animal. It's small.
Yeah.
Typically, these guys are not great at managing finance or business or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how many, just in terms of strictly the number of how many comedy club, like say we went into the pandemic in February last year, we had say 25 comedy club in Canada,
Yeah.
which I think it's even less, maybe 20 comedy club in
Okay.
Canada. Coming out, say it's October 2021, how many? What's the actual number of comedy club that will have survived this thing?
Are you asking me, or are you just wondering?
Yeah, I'm asking and I'm wondering. And what do you think? Do you think there's any that will have had to close their door?
I wonder, because I feel like comedy clubs have had themselves set up on such a low income model already. There's no money to be made.
Maybe I've been
I feel like if they survive this long, they'll be all right through the pandemic.
I've been operating on a negative $50,000 a year budget for 50 years. This zero thing is like fucking gravy. This is the
Actually,
best.
it's probably better. The government's paying them money for revenue that they were never going to get anyways
Yeah.
to stay closed. They're like, you should keep this closed even longer. I
Been
feel like the
fudging my
degenerates
books.
will do well. No,
Yeah.
I feel like no, but I mean in a responsible way. Like I feel like they've learned. The successful ones have learned to operate on low amounts of money coming in, especially at odd periods,
Yeah.
like different times. So I feel like they're pretty good at managing their money. That they might be okay. I don't think they'll. I mean, of course, they'll be the ones that were like just running off of fucking credit or whatever, like that were mismanaged will tank. But I think the ones that were doing it properly and like figuring out their numbers and working accordingly will be fine. I think everyone in that sense will be. You just got to like I said, reassess, man, and just go, okay, well, what do I need? What do I don't need? And it's going to be a shit period of life for a couple of years. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, like,
That's
what
it.
was it? The depression.
What do I need?
right?
What do I don't? What do
Yeah.
I need? What do I don't need? All the comedy clubs will be like, what do I need? I need revenue, so therefore I don't need fucking comedy. Karaoke is where it's at. Let's do karaoke.
Dude, karaoke. I said that a long time ago. I was like, when James Corden started having carpool karaoke, I was like, why am I even trying to get? There's no more stand up on late night anyways. So I should just fucking
Yeah.
go to karaoke bars and practice my karaoke. That's what I really need to get good at. Once you become a fucking karaoke star, you
Karaoke.
can get on
king.
James Corden.
Oh shit.
Late night, baby.
Let's move on to some automotive issues.
What
My
what's
Range
wrong with
Rover.
your car?
My Range Rover was in the garage again. I don't know how it happened. See, I haven't been driving the thing at all. Right, I barely go
Dude,
anywhere.
it's always going to be in the garage. Just get rid of
Turned
it.
out I
already.
had an alternator issue. But remember, I bought those mags. I bought that set of mags, and turns out they didn't fit my truck because of my
Yeah.
sport caliper or whatever. So I
Yeah.
had the mags have been sitting in my garage for 2 years.
Yeah.
And my mechanic mentioned, because he had them for one point, he was going to sell them and he didn't and whatever. But then he's like, oh, hey, I have a buyer for your mags. And I'm like, oh, that's good because I have a problem with my electrical. Things are flickering and my emergency brake won't turn off now. So he's like, okay, bring in. So I bring in the car, brought the mags. I paid $1,000 for them. He offered me $300. I said, I can't take less than $400. Come on. And so anyway, he changed my alternator. And everything, it fixed everything. It was the alternator that was. There's so much electrical things in this fucking car, right? Everything has got it. The seats, So he changed the alternator, labor alternator included. Sold my mag, and he just said, you know what? Let's call it even. I'm like, all right, $400 mags. Now I have all that room in my garage that the stupid mags were taking up.
That's good.
It was a happy little story.
That's good. That's a nice little trade. See, that's the world we're coming to. We're going to get to
Barter.
that point.
The
Bartering.
barter system.
We're
Yeah.
going to have to fucking barter, man. We are stuck in the pandemic of bartering. I like that. I like that you did that. That's a great thing. That's what we should all be doing now.
Don't
Just
get a
fucking
receipt
bartering.
for my income tax, but whatever. It's
Yeah,
the
but
right
think of all
year.
that
I'm not-
space, man.
Yeah. I'm not making any money anyway, so
I think that's a great idea, man. I like that.
don't need
That was a good
don't
deal.
need as many tax write-offs. Yeah,
You should
$400
barter-
for
you
the
should barter
alternator and
that-
stuff.
Barter that Range Rover for a fucking better vehicle, man.
Yeah, I'm thinking about
Trade
it.
it in.
There's one of the sponsor of the Cornwall Comedy Festival wrote to me this week. He wanted me to wish his wife happy birthday. That's it. He's the GM at the Toyota dealership in Cornwall.
Oh, right on.
Toyota Cornwall.
Love Toyota. Big
You
fan.
gotta love Toyota, yeah.
Big fan.
Anybody in Cornwall, please go see Toyota Cornwall. Troy down at the Cornwall Toyota, and tell him Derek Sege sent you, and maybe I'll be able to barter that into fucking free mud flaps. But I did tell him
probably-
the camera, and so I brought in
That's
the Range
probably
Rover.
what you would get for your Range Rover at a Toyota
Yeah,
dealership.
mud flaps, yeah.
Mud flaps.
But while he had the car, I'm like, I have to go do grocery. I'm like, hey man, can you have the car ready for 3:00? And he's like, I'm still trying to find the cheapest alternator for the truck, whatever. We're looking at rebuild, but if we do rebuild, we have to send yours in to have them rebuild your
Yeah,
actual
it takes
alternator. I'm
time.
like, so it wasn't ready. I'm like, oh man, come on, I gotta go do grocery. I'm gonna pick up Andy at school, and then I'm like, oh shit, I forgot. I still have the Camry. The Camry's there. I just changed the battery on the Camry. It runs like a dream. So
Right.
I'm booting around in the Camry again. I went to check out. Remember your neighbor? I don't know if I could. I could say
Yeah.
Deepak. I went over to
Yeah.
Deepak's place to see. He's
Yeah,
got
our
a
buddy
little work to
Deepak.
do. And yeah, booting around in the Camry. It's like I've got this. It's such a good car. It's literally still the best car I've ever
Dude,
owned. Pound for pound,
Toyota.
dollar for dollar. So where I'm 300 kilometer away from hitting 300,000 kilometer. I'm
Oh
at
my god.
2,999, 400, like 660 kilometer on this thing.
It's a Toyota. It's gonna go forever. And when it's broken, it's so simple. You're not gonna pay a ton in labor. You're not gonna. The part might cost a lot, but
Yeah,
it'll last you forever. You know,
it's great.
I just changed my old man's Rav4. I changed the coil.
Plug.
One of the coils went dead like when he bought it. I think he had that for like 6 years now. When he bought it, I think like a year later, one of the coils went dead, and I bought like a cheapy coil from the auto parts, and I put it in, and
I mean,
now
one of
that
the coils. How many coils does it have?
four. It's got four ignition coils. The way it works now, they put like ignition coil. Your truck will have an ignition coil on each spark
There's
plug.
one. Really?
Yeah, even your
Shit, I thought
Camry might have it.
No, the Camry's got one in the
Does
on
it
the
have wires?
in the distributor. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so it's got wires. Okay, you have like the last year of Camrys before. So now it's a coil. So instead of like you used to have a distributor, you used to have your
Yeah.
wires come off your distributor cap and go to your spark plug. Now it just goes, you have a wire that goes straight from your computer and it goes right to the spark plug itself. And then there's a connector and there's a coil that just like an electric coil goes over your spark plug. That it's like a
directly
mini
into it.
computer. Yeah, it's like a mini computer.
So-
It'll directly give it
So
spark.
the computer is in charge of the timing then,
Right. Yeah.
instead of a distributor. Oh, that's
Right.
cool.
Yeah. So that's I changed one of those, and the one that crapped out was the cheap one that I bought. I didn't buy a Toyota original. I bought a cheap one, and I put it in, and that crapped out. And the three left are still original Toyota from 2002, and that's why you pay that money.
And when it started to go, did it make it misfire? Like it was misfiring? The car was
I
misfiring?
stalled on the road, man. I thought I was gonna get it towed. I was like very lucky that it kept going, and I just inched. Like it kept kicking in and off. It was one of the days where it was. It does it. You'll notice that when you get a day, if you have any issues with stuff like that, you'll notice it when it gets humid out. So
Right.
if it's like raining or it was one of those like warmer days. So you'll notice that any issues with ignition problems usually come up when it's a humid day out.
Okay. Yeah, I had a Plymouth Horizon once that it was my first car.
Yeah.
And like, I'd worked on it myself a bunch, and there was maybe some, aluminum flashing that had rusted out, and I just started pulling shit out of it. And like, this is bullshit. I don't need this. And then fucking every time I would drive through a puddle, the thing would stall right out because the water, the way that the zero aerodynamic of the Plymouth design, if you go through a puddle, it garoche all the water straight up to the electrical, to the distributor.
Oh,
You know what I
God,
mean?
yeah.
And it would just die.
Dude, when I used to work at Audi,
The car stalls and you get electrocuted if you touch the car.
Well, Volkswagen, man, they put all their computers right under the driver's seat where your feet are. So you get in your car all winter long and the water's going down from your feet into the carpet. And within years, your computers are all fried, man. They're all like, they get all corroded. The wires get all messed up. That's why I tell, like, man, dude, Toyota, nobody does it. Nobody makes a car like Toyota. If you're a mechanic, you love Toyota because it's easy to fix and they're super reliable.
I've only ever owned one, but it's, again, the best car I've ever owned.
Dude, they're the best. I love it. I drove my truck, man. My truck's from '93. I drove my pickup from here to LA
And back.
back.
Wow.
I drove that thing, man. And on the way back, we drove like 3
But you're still not
days
at
straight.
100,000 miles, are you?
I'm at
Low mileage.
no, I'm at I don't even remember, man. I'm at like 170, 160 kilometers, 170,000 kilometers about.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Dude, it's nothing, and it's a '93. I bought it at 125
That's beautiful.
from a fucking farmer. This is the best I'll never sell that because I had a '91 Civic hatchback from Japan, right-hand drive, with a killer original Civic SIR engine in it, and that thing booted so fun. It was like, and it's so light. You know those little hatchback
Yeah.
Civics. So
It's 100,
light
175 horsepower, but in a 50
in a
pound
tiny,
vehicle.
yeah,
Yeah.
man.
You double the weight when you get in.
Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. And the front differential locked. So it was like a full on race car. Like you can burn the front wheels, like burn the tires.
Nice.
It was amazing. And I regret that so much. I sold that to a guy in Ruya Naranda. I felt like trying to find out if I could contact him when we went. Remember we did shows in
Yeah,
Roy?
right.
I thought about it when I was there. I was like, fuck, I should try and see if I still have an email from that guy. I wonder if he has the car. He probably crashed it. He was a young kid and he was just like, he wanted it because it was at that time it was just hot, man. Everybody wanted
Yep,
those.
yep. Those and the GTIs,
Oh, man.
Volkswagen GTIs.
Yeah,
People love
the GTIs.
modding
Yeah.
those things.
Yeah. Those were cool. The round rally lights.
Those those little cars, the Civics and the GTIs. It's crazy the little things you could do. Like you change the exhaust on them and you add 10 horsepower. It's like
Yeah. You
so-
feel a
so
huge
fun.
difference just doing
Yeah.
something like a new air filter or just like you put like an air intake, just one of those open air intakes on it and you
Or
literally do feel it.
octane booster. Just put an octane booster in,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden your spark
Oh,
plugs are
you
all getting
dude, you
mega
just wash
into
the car and it feels like it goes faster. As soon as
We,
you wash it, it feels like it goes great.
Reese and I are talking about getting. About 10 years ago, I tried to get my motorcycle license, and I kept failing the theory test.
Okay.
But now that I've just been binging Sons of Anarchy, I'm gonna get a motorcycle pretty soon. I think I'm gonna get my license anyway, and then slowly try to get.
I could see you
know,
riding a motorcycle.
Because now you have to get your license, and there's so many limitation on the first year that you have your license.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna try to get my license this summer, and then if I don't buy a bike this summer, at least I'll have that. It'll be banking the time before I can start riding free. But yeah, I wanna get
Here's
a
a
motorcycle.
better idea for you. I think the electric motorcycles, I don't think you need a motorcycle license to drive them.
Really? There's
Yeah.
electric motorcycles?
Yeah. There's electric
There's
motorcycles.
scooters. There's the scooters.
No, there's electric
scooters.
motorcycles now, and they're pretty wicked.
Like you
Yeah.
can do like 70 miles an hour on?
Yeah. There's
Really?
electric motorcycles, yeah. And I don't think you need a license for it. Someone was telling me this. I think my brother and I were talking about it, and he said that right now it's not in there. Like they didn't put it yet.
Because there's no transmission, I guess.
Maybe.
Hmm.
I wonder. Yeah, I wonder what it is. It's a hell of a lot easier to drive. But I guess there is no. Do they make
No, you wouldn't.
automatic motorcycles
They
like
do.
the cruiser ones? I
They're
guess.
very expensive, and apparently they're not very fun to drive either, and they break
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, I can
Automatic
imagine.
transmission on a motorcycle.
Yeah, I could imagine that. I feel like it's riding a motorcycle. The
I
other
wanna do it.
in the summer I went, yeah, you'd be good, man. I think you'd be all right on a motorcycle. I'd see you driving one.
I have a buddy though. He was telling me he's a motorcycle guy and a scooter guy. He's got a bunch of scooters, and Andy's been talking about wanting to have a scooter.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just start with a scooter. I'll get my motorcycle license, but then just boot around on a scooter to get the feel of
Dude,
the two. wheels
Honda
and that.
sells a wicked one. I can't remember. I think it's called a Gremlin or something. Dude, it's a gas powered. It's got gears, but it's like I think 100cc or something. It's not a big motor, but you can drive it on the street. Like it tugs. It goes like 100 kilometers an hour. You
Huh.
could totally drive it on the street, and it's not like
Yeah, I think-
tiny, but
I think
it's
the limit
small.
is I think the before you need your bike license is something like that, 80 or 100cc that you can ride
It's
with
a
just a
wicked
scooter license.
motorcycle. Like it's a mini. Like that would get her ready. That would be sick if she rode one of those. It's like a mini dirt bike ish kind of, or like a mini
There was
speed
this
bike
one-
more.
I think there was the one that he showed me that he said was really the best buy, safety wise, braking wise, is fantastic. Was this like Yamaha sort of Vespa ripoff? It looked a little bit like a Vespa and all that, but it had some. You could go over the Champlain Bridge with it because the max speed is like 80 clicks.
Really? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all you need. You just need something that can go fast enough, and you'll be able to go. And I think the weight
Well,
too
I mean,
has
it's for
to.
my little girl, so I don't really want her going over the Champlain Bridge on the
Yeah,
fucking
don't go
Vespa. But
yeah, I was thinking about you.
For me, yeah, I want to get a full on hog though. Like I'm Sons of Anarchy. It's this guy. It happened when
I'd
it
get a
first came
little
out. I
dirt
guess
bike.
it's like a 10-year-old show, and we watched it back then. And my current, I hate to even admit it, but I think my current fashion sense is inspired by this thing. Like Jax, this main character of Sons of Anarchy, wear the same thing all the time. He's white shoes, white T-shirt all the time with his cut. His cut, they call it a cut. His little leather vest
Yeah.
and jeans. My wardrobe for the last fucking 8 years has been black T-shirt, black shoes, jeans, and that's it. And
That's
like black
hilarious.
cap. If it's a cap, just a black, everything just black, no logos or nothing like that. So yeah, now looking at him and his hair, like it's COVID, so I can't get my hair cut, and I'm binging it so much though that the character on the show's hair is growing so fast that I'm finding myself watching it and I'm like pulling it, trying to get my beard and my hair to grow faster. I'm like, come on, let's see, I want to get my Jack's hair going. But I remember I've done it before and it doesn't look good on me. I'm a pretty fat, gross person.
You're moving on to the. I don't think you're so hard on yourself.
I guess also I was looking through pictures with Jamie the other day, and I saw a
And you
bunch
were
of pictures of
fat.
myself. Just like so, I got married in 1998. We saw pictures of me in '98. Then when I started doing comedy, 2005, I'm like tabarnak. Like you don't notice it when you look in the mirror because you look in the mirror at least once a week.
Yeah.
I have aged so much in the last 10 years. Oh my God! Like just my shape is. Like I used to be like my body used to be like that at least. Now there's a fucking ballon. My ass is falling off. I see I have love
Yeah. It's
handle,
just getting old, man.
back ass, gray hair in my beard. It's these things too. These little bags under my eye. I'm like, well, I didn't used to have that. I used to be
Well, I think
handsome. I
we're
was handsome for like 10 minutes. And then it's gone.
for 10 minutes, dude. I think it's a you'll be all right, man. We're just going
Thanks,
through some shit right now. We're all going through some shit right now. It's okay to look like a bag of shit once in a
So
while,
do you want to
dude.
get a
Sometimes
do you want to
what?
get a motorcycle with us? You
I
want to
wouldn't.
fast forward your midlife crisis to coincide with my midlife
I
crisis?
wouldn't. I would get a rally car if I was going through a midlife crisis. I think. I don't think I
Okay.
would get a. Yeah, I'd get like a WRX.
Hmm.
Yeah, I would. I don't think I would do the motorcycle. Motorcycle's just too. Or I'd get like a Skidoo or something, which is not
Yeah.
a middle. I would like to get some of that. Yeah, I think maybe. I think if I get anything,
A
it would be a
boat.
Skidoo. No, just a Skidoo. I want to go up to my
Okay.
camp in the winter. I got to get there. It's just so beautiful. It's got to be so beautiful, and nobody's ever been there in the winter. I can't believe that nobody's been there in the winter.
That's another thing. A cabin would be so great. Like I've been looking, I've been saying and aspiring something on the water. But even a cabin in the woods, just to be in the woods. Water would
Yeah.
be great, but just to like when you pull up, there's nobody around. You just start
Yeah.
walking around your property naked, and there's nobody. Somewhere really, really remote would be
Fucking
fantastic.
bugs
I
will
would
get
really
you.
love it.
Well, that's it, dude. That's what I love about up north, man. Like our fishing camp is that you're because now you can't go, dude. I went up to like Sauveur in fall just to go for a drive, and when you go up there, man, like all the outlets, dude, it's like a village, like full on
Yeah.
city. Like everyone's
Yeah,
there.
it's not rural anymore.
No,
there at
so many
Sauveur, no.
people bought like with COVID, man. Everybody moved there. Like the Laurentians is just packed with people now. No matter where
Yeah.
you go, it's totally not relaxing at all. We went to this one spot where we saw Styx play at Bourbon a long time ago,
Right.
years ago. Remember Bourbon North, man?
Bourbon
So,
North was the
During
best.
that night, I think the night before was George Thorogood, and then we stayed the next night. A bunch of our friends went back. We stayed the next night, and we caught Sticks. So during the day, we hung out. We went to this one spot, and dude, there was an old garage, man, with like this guy had it looked like a movie. Like it looked like you were on the set of a movie. And this was like in it's right not far from Bourbon North, so like St. Adele kind of area, a little
Something
bit
like that,
more
yeah.
north. And this garage was insane. So we tried to find it. We saw it years ago. It was like 10, 12, even longer than that, maybe 15 years ago. So when we wanted to go back, and we went there. We saw that it's gone. They tore it down. They built a fire station, and the spot where we hung out, like right by the water, dude, it's full on like a village. Like people just
Yeah.
nonstop cars, people going to the store. There's everything, and there's an old theater, like a small theater, like in those small towns they have those wicked little theaters. There was one right there too, man, and somebody was like renovating it. It looked like someone bought it, and they were gonna just turn it into like I guess a house, but keep the theater look. And to me, that's what I would do if I moved. If I moved to like a tiny small town, I'd love to get like a place like an old theater or something like that, man. Remember that theater in Miramichi burned down?
The one that burned down,
Yeah, fuck, that was a beauty.
Yeah.
But that was a little too big.
There was a place in Huntingdon I went to right at the beginning of the pandemic in the summer, and you said you were going to come, then you didn't come. In Huntingdon.
Oh, right.
They turned an old church into a little theater, and
cool, yeah,
so cool, yeah. And like where the priests used to live, so there's apartments there.
Wow, an old church would be cool too to like renovate.
And it was for sale. It was for sale when we went. Like the people that owned it were in there, getting up to 70 or whatever, and they're like, yeah, we're open to selling it, but we're not in a rush, so this might not be the right time. But it's right on the river.
Nobody in a small town is in a rush.
Even it isn't idea. It's great for as a comedian to own a theater, to be a benefactor of the arts and that, and being that it's right on the river, but it's in the middle of the village. Like you can imagine the church, when the place was built 100 years ago. Yeah. They built the church, and then the village kind of sprout up around it. So it's right in the middle of the village, but it's on the way to Ottawa, like it's out that way.
Right.
Yeah. So, when we get out of this, I want to really start being smarter with my money and start buying little properties that I might want to develop or whatever.
No way, buddy. Go to the casino, put it all on rent.
You're right. That's better. That's better. Speaking of which, we're going to have to cut this pretty soon because I've drank 3 beers while we're doing it. I have to pee. So
all right, man. Yeah, we've been going.
Should we do the football picks?
Go ahead. Let's do the picks. Football's still happening.
Yeah, there's only two games left, and then it's the Super Bowl, right?
Oh,
so
man.
last week we had the Packers beat the Rams, which I called was going to be handily. They won 32-18, and I think I said the Rams, the Bills, and the Ravens would be a close game. It was not. Lamar Jackson got hurt at the end of the first half. The Bills won 17-3. I actually thought that was going to be a much higher scoring game. That's where I lost all my money. I bet tons of over on the Bills-Ravens game, and it finished 17-3. But the Bills have a chance of making the Super Bowl again, which is crazy. Chiefs-Browns, Patrick Mahomes also got hurt. So the two top MVP candidates, as well as Aaron Rodgers, both got hurt in their playoff game. Both concussions. Lamar Jackson got a concussion, and Patrick Mahomes, probably the MVP this year, but after last week's game, maybe Aaron Rodgers is going to get it. But anyway, Patrick Mahomes still not 100% sure that he's going to play this weekend, but the Chiefs did beat the Browns as I predicted, just not by as much as I thought. I thought they were going to win by a full touchdown. They only won 22-17. And then Tom Brady and Drew Brees were playing. This is the one game that I picked wrong. I picked the right winner in all the other games, but the Bucks beat the Saints. Tom Brees beat Drew Brady 30-20. So this week, that leaves 4 teams before the Super Bowl. We've got Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady playing in Lambeau in Green Bay against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. I am picking the Packers in that one. Tom Brady is still showing that he is the best. He plays really great, but Aaron Rodgers is playing the best football of his career. Everyone else on the field looked like they're going at half speed compared to him. His mind seems to be working better than. So anyway, I picked the Packers over the Buccaneers, and I would even venture to say that it's going to be about 31-17, 31-20, something like that. Packers Buccaneers. So Packers over the Bucks, and Bills Chiefs. We don't know if Patrick Mahomes is going to play. If he plays, it's going to be a tight game. If he don't play, the Bills will win that game. If Patrick Mahomes doesn't play, the Bills will win the game, probably by 10 points. If Patrick Mahomes plays, who knows what's going to happen, but if Patrick Mahomes plays, I'm picking the Chiefs by less than 3 points. And that's it. There's only 2 games. Packers for sure. Packers for sure. Bills if Mahomes doesn't play. If Mahomes plays, they win by less than by a field goal or less.
Ian Duvall says, football picks, go Bills.
Go Bills. I'm excited for the Bills too. I'm excited for them. That's going to be a fantastic game. Fantastic game. These two quarterbacks play such a similar style that if they need to run, they will run, and they're fast and they're kind of tough. Although Patrick Mahomes went out with a concussion last week where it didn't even look like he hit his head that hard. So it's going to be really two really great games.
You know
tomorrow.
what that means, man? He's injured.
Great games.
He's got some previous injuries.
He fell weird. His face kind of hit the football as he was going to the ground, and he had like a guy had his arm around his head. So I don't know, like if it just the fact that his arm was around his neck kind of prevented any kind of bounce back. So it was just all the bounce it was having inside the helmet. You know, like it was. There was no give because the guy was holding him.
That's
I don't know.
not good. Yeah.
But yeah, he got up and he was all like he fell.
That'll fucking shake your noodle, bud.
Yeah, right. Yeah, bro.
Oh man. All right, cool. That was good. There you go. We did a live. Yeah. We did a live
Our
episode.
First live. It's great.
That was great. I love it.
No
All
work
right.
for Abdul after the fact. This is fantastic.
I love it. You don't have to upload anything. It's great.
Nope.
All right, buddy.
Thank you for tuning in, everybody.
Thanks
how
for
many
watching.
did we have tuned in? 5 people. Christian, I know, was there. Christian Léger.
17 people. We had 17 playbacks here.
Nice. 7 people are on here live right now. Thank you,
pretty
all
good.
7 of you. Much love.
Yeah, thank you so much,
we'll
man,
try
for
this
hanging
again.
out. Yeah, we're going to keep doing these.
Maybe
we'll plan it a little bit earlier next time, so people can schedule.
And next week, I promise to have a funny anecdote. A full-on funny story.
Anecdote.
Just
ooh la la. All right, buddy. Have a good one. See you.
All right, everybody. Peace out. Ready for some football? Me too. All right. Peace out.